Enfield Classic 350. Been out a few months. I'm not going to waffle on about the bike because there's loads of reviews on YouTube already. I'm just going to try and explain why I've bought one of these. Well, I guess I'm now classed as a born again biker, seeing as I've had a bike for how long? 11 years since I last had a bike, and just soaking up the views when we're here. Look at the harvest views, glorious East Lothian. So let's rewind back to 15 years ago. I was riding big singles, big trail bikes. My bike history was starting in 1987, had a twin shock Yamaha DT125, and then I had a DT175 MX, and then I went on the 4-strokes, big trailies, mostly Yamahas, and then I went on to Honda. So I had, let's think, I had XT350, I've had two XT600s, an XT500 which was brilliant, and I should have kept that, but you see what they're worth now. Anyway, and then latterly I had Honda XR 600s and then an XR 400. Also had a Honda Transalp. My last bike was a Yamaha TTR 600 Belgrada. So I sold that because I was getting a bit bored of the bikes that were then coming out after those bikes. They weren't really trail bikes. The bikes I'd rode were electric starts with kick starts, air cooled, real basic bikes, 2 wheels and an engine. Did a lot of on and off road riding with them, especially country roads. So back in the early 90s we started getting the India Enfields, the 350 bullets and then the 500 bullets, and from the early days I kind of wanted one, but there was quite a few horror stories with them, the early Indian imported bullets, liability issues, and some folk got good ones, some folk got, well, not so good ones. Some were actual real dogs that I've read reviews of. And I could sum that up by being a Japanese biker mostly, stuck with stuff that would start at 5 AM and get you to work. So when this new range of Enfields came out, the Himalayan and then the Interceptor 650 and the Continental 650 twins, then they brought out the Meteor, and I thought, well, if they put that into a normal bullet style bike, that'd be brilliant, and they have. And it came out in a range of colours, but unfortunately they've not brought the colour I want into the UK, which is the Stealth. Well, it's actually called the Marsh Grey, which is the Royal Enfield Signals Army model. So they do a green one and a desert one, sand one, but they've not decided not to bring them in. You can get every other colour except them. So the closest to one of them is this one, which is classed as a Stealth and gunmetal grey or metallic grey, it more really looks, and it's identical chassis, engine, rims, etc. So the parts you can see that are silver on it, or grey, which is front back mudguard, side panels, tank, are going to be off to the painter soon to get painted, and I've got the army stenciling sitting ready. There's still a wee problem holding me back, and that is the engine in my van decided to go south. It's went bang, and it's only 5-year-old with 50,000 miles, which I'm a bit disappointed about. And as you know, we use the Murr van. It's my van, it's our van, Glenda and me. We use it a lot for cycling and paddleboarding, well, her paddleboarding, me cycling and getting away. So this is been rushed into my work commuter for my 3 days a week of work, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was commuting in the Jeep which, well, after 4 days during the Scottish Open on split shifts, that was 80 quid in petrol. I thought, nah, this is nuts. So luckily my delivery date came up for this, so I went and bought this. So the reason I bought one of these, It's quite simple. The price. These are 4,350 I think on the road. Now rewind to 2000, I bought a Honda XR400, the Millennium Red one, for 4,400. That was 22 years ago, and now I can buy this. And compared to my XR for road work, this thing's all singing, all dancing. So it's obviously got the balancer shaft now, electric start. It's fuel injected with ABS brakes. You know all this if you've been reading the reviews already. Brilliant reviews online of these bikes, so I'm not going to bore you. But the price and the insurance, I'm 50 with no claims, and I got this insured for 111 quid. And then there's the miles per gallon. I've not had under 100 to the gallon of this bike. I've got a commuter going past in a car just now, so taking the hill views while this car passes. Right then, so for running costs, I say I bought this cash out of my savings. It's only 4 grand. Nuts. 100 to the gallon. Once the warranty's up, I'll be just servicing it myself. If you want to know more about these bikes, go on to Warrow. Just look up Warrow on YouTube. He's an Australian chap. He's 70. He's had 9 or 10, I think, 500 bullets. He knows these bikes inside out, and he's now riding 2 of these, and one of them is in fact the Signals green one, which I'm well jealous of, but I'm going to make my own Signals green one. So you'll see this on the blog along with fat bikes, 29 plus wheel fat bikes, and the Willis Jeep as well. So it's just something else to add into my hobbies, going places. This will be ideal for country roads like this, where you can get pulled in at the side of the road to go and look at stuff. For example, going down the borders and doing the Royal Observer Corps posts, the bunkers, the small bunkers that we go to, you can just park at the side of the road with this. Well, often you can't get parked by a car. And yeah, just a cheap day out, cheap fun. It came with a pillion seat, which I've took off. I've insured it just for myself. So anyway, I bought panniers. Now, interesting story, same as the Willis Jeep. Beware buying stuff direct from India, because India, like a lot of countries, are the kings of replicating. And if you look at those panniers, they're faded after only a week. They also don't fit on correctly. So what I've assumed is I've got original Royal Enfield pannier racks, but look, these don't slide on. So yeah, they've got the waterproof liner. They say Royal Enfield, etc. Doesn't mean they are, and I don't think they are. So you might save yourself some money getting some parts from India, but beware. And like my Willis Jeep parts I bought from India, be prepared to do some modifications with a file or a bit of bending and stuff. So the bike now has 500 miles on it, so it's 200 miles over. It's 300 mile first service. You'll have seen the service light, the wee spanner flashing in the previous bits of video there. So it's got to go in. It's in a week on Thursday, which is week tomorrow. They have to be serviced very early because the valve clearances have to be checked. I can do that myself, piece of cake. I've done Honda XRs for years when I had them, but this is going to be done for the warranty, so it will get dealer serviced. I have to say, Saltire Motorcycles in Edinburgh have been brilliant. Staff are really good. The owner lives just up the road from here actually, Callum, and so I'm not worried about using. I've had mixed reviews of some motorbike shops where the people selling them are just people in suits who don't even ride bikes, but these guys ride. They're good, and they're looking forward to seeing this army spec. I'm planning on just getting all this painted. I'm going to keep rubber knee pads on, which the Signals green doesn't. I've got Royal Enfield badges coming, and I've got army numbers. I'm actually going to leave the rest of the bike stockless now. I'm not going to go crazy with the paint brushes like I usually go with things, because I've got an army fat bike, I've got my Willis Jeep. cheap. I want a dispatch style bike, but I'm going to leave it quite stock, just with it being on the warranty. We'll get the pipe changed to get rid of that cap and release a wee bit more power. I'm not bothered about speed, more just noise. I think get a nicer noise. It does sound nice though, and I'm sure the neighbours appreciate me leaving at 4:30 when we've got competitions at work on, and I can stealthily leave for work. But yeah, stay tuned, and I'm going to do just basic stuff videos, but we mostly just where we go riding, and you can follow along. Subscribe if you want, leave your comments. Yeah, check out the channel. It's still Coastrider blog channel. Don't know, you might see some fat bike action sooner than later because the weather's turning good again, so I'll be down the beaches again. But we'll get this run in and we'll be away soon. Wee holidays and stuff on it. So stay tuned and back to some riding.